Like dispatch has a light on.
I'll just get a sign and I'll go red, green. You're good. Get an on air button from the radio.
So we'll call this hearing of the Lake County Board of Commissioners into session. We have Commissioner Stanley, Commissioner Decker present. Commissioner Barron is out. The purpose of this hearing is to consider a request from the Lake County Sheriff Don Bell and the Detention Officer Commander, John Todd. So we're gonna go ahead and let them take over.
This in reference to the incentive to perhaps get more people to apply for detention. We are currently down 4 and been down for quite a while. We get a limited number of applicants. And but we won't talk about the program, but it's to be the incentive program that we had probably, I guess, last year. Last year, that seemed to help. So I'm hoping that commissioners will consider that and obviously, I should say obviously, but would be a short-term thing after we get the position filled. It would sunset.
How many, do you have the details of what that incentive plan was?
Yep, so it's a total of $1,800 that is paid out in 3 portions. The first $300 is paid out after completion of an FTO period. The second is $500 after completion of the Montana Law Enforcement Academy. And then the last portion is $1,000 after completion of 18 months of employment.
Thank you. And when do you have, Casey, when we put that in place, when it went into effect?
It first started in like mid 2022, and then it is turned on and off, I think 3 times since then, but we have definitely gotten better applicants when it's on.
So I'll open it up to any questions or comments from the commissioner.
I don't have anything. I think it worked for us pretty good when we used it before, so.
It did. We got some good applicants. We got a lot more applicants than we're presently getting. Right now, we're getting 3 tops per go around, and usually one of those backs out. The last few we've had, we've hired 2 or 3 and then they backed out. That's right. At the last minute. After we gave them an offer of employment, then they backed out. So
Well, I would be supportive of it. 3 and 2 there.
How many are we down right now?
4. Currently down 4.
So being down 4 does drive us into an overtime situation.
It does. So instead of, I mean, some of the guys are still getting 8-hour days. It's helping some that Joel and I are working in the jail. So that the guys can actually get an 8-hour day instead of working the 12, which you give them 4 hours of overtime. But we are still getting quite a bit of the 4-hour overtime, just because if we have somebody sick, that leaves us 2 on shift, the person can't take a day. Currently, I believe we have 3 on every shift right now. Not including Joel and I, when we're in the back. Said people call in sick or they have a vacation scheduled or something like that, then we're into overtime situations. Another big problem we have is female staff. We're having to call in deputies, detention. We currently have 1 female detention officer, so we've been calling her in a lot to do pat downs and stuff. So, and the incentive helped last time get us. So
That scanner will help that, won't it?
So what?
The scanner will help that.
Yeah, scanner will help a lot. Our hard part is dressing people out, males dressing females out. as far as that goes, but the scanner is gonna help tremendously.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings. We're trying to figure out how to do COLA and, money is really tight. And, I don't know.
The thing I like about it is up front, it doesn't cost a lot. The big chunk is 18 months down the road. Um, Hopefully we'll be in a better position 18 months down the road. But initially, first one's $500.
The first one is $300 and that still takes 12 to 14 weeks before somebody would
Maybe
get that.
takes a good three.
So,
And then
3 to 3.5
MEMA,
months before they get to 300.
so
And then they have up to a year to go to the academy. And once they go to the academy, and the academy's super slow right now as far as getting people in. So we've actually had to petition the academy to give us an additional 6 months on one or two
the,
people.
What do we do with the other departments that want it since?
but we don't have issues in other departments like we have in detention.
Had an opening in clerk and recorder for 6 months.
But they're functioning well, it said yesterday. I guess my frustration is, so this also starts to curb overtime, which would be a savings to us.
And I'm not sure what else to do to get people quality, say people to apply, I'm talking quality people to apply.
Well, if you get them here for 18 months, there's a lot better chance they're gonna stay.
They're gonna stay.
And I like addressing the overtime. And staff health, quite frankly, I mean, they get something tired of.
I mean, we've had to turn people away for vacations just because we don't have manpower. So
You have to say person power and stage.
person cover.
Can't be manpower, it's person power. Oh, I'd be supportive of it.
Has the vacation denial been very often?
Not a whole lot. Joel and I have managed to work around it in ways that we're shifting people where we need them. Our corporals have really, our two corporals have stepped up quite a bit to help cover shifts. Joel and I have been covering a few shifts.
So you want to make a motion to that effect?
I'd make a motion, we go ahead and institute the incentive package for detention.
Can we take action on it?
It wasn't listed as an action item, so it was just proposed as discussion today.
Okay,
Well,
So
when we implemented it the first time, I was against it. But it worked. And, I'm much more supportive of it now than I was.
If it worked the first time, how come we're short now?
because we quit doing the incentive piece.
No, the intent was to get folks there long term. So if we put it there in 2020 and we're still have a shortage, did it really work?
We had a few issues with a couple employees,
One you can talk, well, they know about the one, the guy.
doing something stupid and
So he-
getting
He was
terminated.
one of the guys on the set.
And then we did lose a couple to other departments. Some of them have gone to the road in, Missoula or Kalispell, or stuff like
Did they
that.
go after they reached their $1,000 mark
Before,
before?
I think most of them went before they reached their $1,000 mark. They made it past the academy, and then once they made it through the academy is when they moved to a different department, usually to go out as a road deputy or as a police officer somewhere.
Wage wise, we have to be
We're
on mark with the other counties, aren't we? I mean,
We're really close. As far as detention goes, we're super close. I mean, of course, Missoula, Kalispell, a couple, you know, the bigger counties. Yeah, they pay more, but not a whole lot more. They're starting out a pretty good wage here, especially with fringe and everything else. I mean, man. It's a. pretty
Well, we
good
can
deal.
put it on the agenda next week for action and
have some time to think about it.
And I mean, there's no guarantee that it's actually gonna work. Hopefully it does. It did last time. It got us a lot more applicants and it got us. I say quality people, got us better people that had applied, and granted, the quality people decided they were gonna move to a different county or whatever to become an officer or a police officer or a deputy at another county, which of course, that position always pays more than pretty much detention anywhere in the state.
well, we'll get Katie to get it scheduled next week and we'll take action on the request.
Have you been in Missoula's detention center lately?
Yes.
I was kind of surprised last time I was in it. Ours is an old one, but as far as in shape and clean and stuff, it was every bit as good as Missoula's was, I thought.
Yeah. It's just the type of facility it is.
It's just an old facility.
Ours is just an old facility. Theirs is the newer with the control room and the pods that you can, one guy can watch every pod
Yeah.
from control room and everything, so, but yeah. And they do hold quite a few.
So out of the 14 detention officers that we have right now, 7 of them were hired under the incentive agreement and have passed their 18 months of probation or 18 months of employment.
Yeah, I was gonna say it should be both the Petersons.
Yeah, we got both Petersons, Lulo, Bay, Hannah, Hale, and Polk.
We need to find more people like Lulo. That, you know, they're still young enough, they're in good shape, but they're at a
Yeah.
point where they wanna get something a little more.
You recruit some pretty good for us. So it's gonna be 1:30 on the 5th. I just want to throw that forward.
I got
Yeah.
Peters here, Don.
So it won't take,
Oh, I just, you know, I can read. Or
What's that, Steve?
2 o'clock, Jimmy's getting married up in Justice Court, but it shouldn't take long.
Who's Jimmy?
They didn't wait long to get
Yes.
engaged, did they? Atkinson?
when we get married. Oh. It's been a long time.
So we have it scheduled,
Few years.
so Board of Commissioners will now go into recess.